students. Today we are going to start with a very humorous prose, that is My Financial Career by Stephen Leadoff. It is one of his earliest pieces and it first appeared in Literary Lapses, which was published in 1910. It explores one of his favorite themes, that is the effects of economics on lives of men, and it shows ordinary man's fear and mistrust of bank. Let's see the prose. Here students, first I'll tell you in short what is the prose about. Here the narrator is a common man who is very nervous if he has to step into a bank. Somehow he manages to enter the bank and open a bank account where he deposits some money. But while doing all this transaction, he becomes so confused that it happens that he withdraws all the money back. So because of that, there is lot of confusion in the bank. Everyone feels that he is an idiot. He also becomes very nervous. So he does all foolish things in the bank. So later on, he vows that he will never enter the bank again. So when he comes out, everyone starts laughing at him. So let's see the prose. When I go into a bank, I get rattled. Here the narrator is saying that when he enters the bank, he gets rattled, means he becomes very nervous. The clerks rattle me, means when he looks at the clerk, he feels very nervous. The wickets rattle me, means it is the counter where a small window is there. It is between you and the clerk. You have to speak through that window and give the money through that window and all. So that it is known as wicket. So he is saying the wicket also nervouses me. The sight of the money rattle me, means the transaction which takes place in the bank, like giving the money or means depositing the money or withdrawing the money, that also rattles him. Everything, whatever goes on in the bank, it nervouses him, means it rattles him. The moment I cross the threshold of a bank, means it is the entrance. He is saying the moment I enter the bank and attempt to transact business there, I become an irresponsible idiot. Means he is saying I am you can say a normal person, but he is he has so much fear of bank in his mind that as soon as he enter the bank, he becomes an irresponsible idiot and he does all foolish things. He becomes very absent-minded while doing any kind of transaction in the bank. I knew this beforehand, but my salary had been raised to $50 a month and I felt that the bank was the only place for it. Means he's saying he knew that he is very scared of entering the bank and scared of everything whatever is there in the bank. He becomes very nervous, but now his salary has raised to $50 a month and that's why he felt that bank is the safest place to keep money. So that is why he had to go to the bank. So I shambled in and looked timidly round at the clerks. Shambled here means what? Though he was not willing, he knew that he is very nervous when he get into the bank or he becomes all foolish things when he goes to the bank, in the bank there. But still he had to deposit the money, so he went. So shambled here means to drag your foot, you can say. Means though you are not willing, just you are forcefully going to that place. And timidly looked timidly round at the clerks. Timidly means what? The person who lacks confidence, who is scared. So he looks all around very timidly. So here the same thing, as he was scared, nervous of entering the bank, looking at the clerk and all. So he with a scary eyes, what happened? He just looked around. I had an idea that a person about to open an account must needs consult a manager. Means he felt that if a person has to open an account, the person has to he has to consult the manager. He felt like that, but though this is not the case. Now we all go to the bank. Usually if we have to go to the account, we just need go at the counter there. We speak to the clerk and we do all the necessary things there to open the account. We fill in the document and all everything. But here this person, he felt that if he has to open an account, he needs to meet the manager. I went up to a wicket marked accountant. Means he went to the window where accountant was written. Means the clerk who was sitting behind the wicket was an accountant. The accountant was a tall, cool devil. Means as he is nervous, so he feels the people who are sitting here all are devil. So he felt their appearance also devilish. The very sight of him rattled me. Means as soon as he went near the accountant, he felt very nervous. My voice was spiritual. Means he became very low, gloomy. Means it became very low. He was not able to speak confidently. He spoke in a very low voice. Can I see the manager? I said, and added solemnly, alone. To I don't know why I said alone. Means he's saying I just asked one question to the accountant that can I see the manager? And I said, Solmi was meant very in a low voice. He said alone, means he wanted to meet the manager alone. And he himself is saying that I don't know why I said alone, but that word just came. Certainly, said the accountant and fetched him. Means he said, yes, sure, you can meet the accountant. And he just took him to the manager. The manager was a grave, calm man. Grave, as he felt nervous here. As I told you, whomever he meets in the bank, he felt as all are devils. So here he is saying this manager was a grave, means he is very serious looking man. It was not at all cheerful man, very serious, calm man. I held my $56 clutched in a crumpled ball in my pocket. Means in his pocket he has crumpled $56 and he has just clutched it into a ball and kept in the pocket. Are you the manager? I said. God knows, I didn't doubt it. Means he is not sure whether this accountant who has brought him to a person is whether he is manager or not. So he is asking him to confirm whether he is really a manager or not. Yes, he said. Means the manager replied, yes, I am manager of the bank. Can I see you? I asked. Alone. Means he is saying, can I see you? And then again he used the word alone. I didn't want to say alone again, but without it the thing seemed self-evident. Means though he didn't wanted to say alone, that word came to his mouth and he always after the sentence he said alone. The manager looked at me in some alarm. He was very confused that why this person wants to meet me alone. He felt that I had an awful secret to reveal. Means he felt that he had something unusual or something very secret to tell him. That's why he wants the manager to meet. He wants to meet the manager alone. Come in here, he said, and led the way to a private room. He turned the key in the lock. Means he said, okay, fine. He just took him to a private room and he said, come in here. And he just locked the room. We are safe from interruption here, he said. Sit down. Means the manager said, no one will come to disturb us here. You can sit down and tell what you wanted to say. We both sat down and looked at each other. I found no voice to speak. Here the narrator is saying that we both sat down. We both were looking at each other, but I was so scared of speaking to him that means the voice was not coming out to speak here. You are one of Pinkerton men, I presume. Pinkerton is your detective agency. So he's saying he felt or he supposed, the manager supposed that he is one of the detective agency's men and he is coming here. He has come here to tell some secret about bank robbery or something and all. The manager felt like that. Presume means suppose. He had gathered from my mysterious manner that I was a detective. Means the way he was speaking, the way he was behaving, the narrator. So that's why the manager felt that he was a detective. I knew what he was thinking and it made me worse. Means he knew that he is thinking that this man is a detective and he has come to reveal some secret about robbery, that some people are there who's going to do robbery in the bank and all, and that's why he come to alert the manager. Something he might wanted to tell all this kind of things. That's why the narrator also knew. So because of that he became more nervous. No, not from Pinkerton, I said seemingly to imply that I came from a rival agency. Means he said, no, not from Pinkerton. It meant to the manager that he is from the other detective agency. To tell the truth means he felt that the manager will feel that he is from the other agency if he is not from the Pinkerton. So to just clarify, he is saying, to tell the truth, I went on as if I had been prompted to lie about it. I am not a detective at all. I have come to open an account and I intend to keep all my money in this bank. Means the way he was speaking, the manager felt that he was prompted to speak lie, and he is lying when he is saying that he is not a detective and he has just come to open an account. The manager looked relieved but still serious. Means that when he said that he is not from the detective agency, so the manager was somewhat relieved, but still he had you can say serious expressions on his face. He concluded now that I was son of Baron Rothschild or a young Count. Means here the person, or you can say member from a very rich family. A large account, I suppose, he said. So that's why he said, you want to open a large account. That's why you wanted to meet me or what? The manager is asking, the narrator. Fairly large, I whispered. Means he spoke in a very low voice. He said, yes, large. I suppose to deposit $56 now and $50 a month regularly. He's saying, I want to deposit $56 now and every month I will deposit $50. The manager got up and opened the door. He called the accountant. He just got up from his place, he opened the door and he called the accountant. Means now he realized that this man is a fool now. If the manager realized, because he is not from a detective agency, he is not from a very rich family, he is not going to open a large amount here, he just wanted to deposit $56 and for that he is saying that he wants to meet the manager alone and he is speaking in such a way and all. So he got very angry and he just got up and opened the door and he called the accountant. Mr. Montgomery, he said unkindly loud. Means he got very angry for the stupidity of the narrator. This gentleman is opening an account. He will deposit $56. Good morning. Means he is just trying to tell here that this gentleman who has done all this drama in the bank now here, he is going to just deposit $56. He is saying very satirically here. I rose. Means the narrator got up. A big iron door stood open at the side of the room. Means the door was open. Good morning, I said, and stepped into the safe. Means he said good morning and he entered the room. Come out, said the manager coldly and showed me the other way. Means the manager said come out and he showed me the other way. I went up to the accountant's wicket and poked the ball of money at him with a quick convulsive movement as if I were doing a conjuring trick. Means he just went to the accountant's wicket near the accountant's that window there. He poked him. Means he just gave that money which he has crumpled with a quick convulsive movement. Means with a fiery movement. Means as if someone is going to rob it or something like that. My face was ghastly pale. Means because of the nervousness he will become very you can say the face had become yellowish. Here I said, deposit it. The tone of words seemed to mean, let us do this painful thing while the fit is on us. Means here I said, deposit it. Means he is saying that just deposit this money. Means as he was just wanted to just finish all this work and go out of the bank because he felt very scary here. So he is saying to the accountant, just deposit it. He took the money and gave it to the another. Means that man, the clerk, took that money and gave it to the another clerk. He made me write the sum on a slip and sign my name in a book. I no longer knew what I was doing. The bank swam before my eyes. Means the accountant, he gave him the sum of a slip. He just told him to write the amount on a slip and sign in a book. But while doing all this thing, his mind was just like you can say wandering in the bank here. He just swam before, the bank just swam before his eyes. He was not at all in his normal state of mind. Is it deposited? I asked in a hollow vibrating voice, in a low voice with felt that he is very scared, he just asked, "Is the money deposited?" "Yes, it is," said the accountant. "Yes, the money is deposited." "Then I want to draw a check." Then he said, "I want to draw a check." My idea was to draw $6 of it for present use. Means he just wanted to withdraw $6. He has deposited how many? $56. So he wanted to draw $6 out of that $56. Someone gave me a checkbook through a wicket, and someone else began telling me how to write it. Means the clerk, one of the clerk helped him how to write on the checkbook. The people in the bank had an impression that I was an invalid millionaire. Means they all felt that I didn't knew anything. Still I had money with me. So he said that he is the person, though he is rich, he is not having brain here. I wrote something on the check and thrust it in the clerk. Means he just wrote something on the check hurriedly and he gave it to the clerk. He looked at it. Means the clerk looked at him. "What? Are you drawing it all out again?" he asked in surprise. When the clerk looked at the check, instead of writing $6, in a very nervous state of mind, he wrote there again $56. So the clerk was very surprised and he is asking, "Just now you had deposited $56 and you want to draw all the amount again, withdraw all the amount again." Then I realized that I had written 56 instead of 6. I was too far gone to reason now. Means I was really nervous. Because of that I had made this mistake, but I didn't wanted to accept my mistake and make everyone laugh at me or make everyone feel that I am really a fool. I had a feeling that it was impossible to explain the thing. Means he felt that he cannot explain his situation to the clerks present in the bank. All the clerks had stopped writing to look at me. Means everyone had stopped their work and they were just looking at the narrator for all the foolishness he was doing in the bank. Reckless with misery, I made a plunge. Means because of all this pity condition of him in the bank, he made a vow. Means he decided, yes, the whole thing. You withdraw your money from the bank. Yes, cent of it, every cent of it. Means he just said that, yes, I wanted to withdraw everything from the bank. He's saying, "Are you sure you want to withdraw everything?" So the narrator replied, "Yes, every cent of it." "Are you going to deposit any more?" said the clerk, astonished. Means angrily he said that just now you have deposited, now you are withdrawing the entire amount. So are you going to deposit anything again? Angrily he asked. So he said, "Never." The writer replied, "Never." An idiot hope struck me that might think something had insulted me while I was writing the check, and that had changed my mind. I made a wretched attempt to look like a man with fearfully quick temper. Means when he was doing all this, he really felt, he tried to pretend that he was doing this in a normal state of mind. It was not his mistake. The clerk prepared to pay the money. "How will you have it?" he said. "What? How will you have it?" Oh, I caught his meaning and answered without even trying to think, "In 50s. Means the clerk is asking how you want me to give the money. So he is asking what? So it means he wanted to say how he wanted the money back. Then the writer understood and he said 50s. He gave me a $50 bill and the 6, he said dryly. Means he get $50 bill. So he is asking 6 more is left. So in 6s I said. He said, "I will give you $50 note, but the 6 I will give you in 6s. He gave it me and I rushed out. Means he just gave the money to me and just hurriedly the writer came out. As the big door swung behind me, means as soon as the door closed, when the narrator came out and the door was closed, I caught the echo of a roar of laughter that went up to the ceiling of the bank. Means everyone in the bank, as soon as the narrator came out of the bank, everyone who was there in the bank, they were all laughing at the narrator. They were all laughing very loudly. So the writer could hear it outside the bank also. Since then, bank no more. So whatever he faced in the bank, whatever he did in the bank, Because of all that, the writer then decided that he will never enter the bank again. I kept my money in cash in my trousers pocket and my savings in silver dollar in a sock. Means from then on what he used to do, whatever cash he had, he kept in his trousers pocket, and whatever saving he had, he used to keep, that is silver dollars and all, he used to keep in his sock. I hope you have understood. It is very, you can say, interesting and humorous prose here. We come to know about how, now usually we also go to the bank. Now we also do lot of transaction in the bank, but we are not so much nervous. But here the writer, he was so nervous while entering the bank that he used to do all foolish things. I hope you have enjoyed the story. Thank you.